Hello guys, I'm Alex from Squish Gym and we are going to do another equipment review for you guys. I thought it was good to do a review of all the jammer options from Sorinex and Rogue and make it into a review for you guys in case you're thinking of buying some jammer arms. I have not purchased the Rep Fitness jammer arms and I don't think I will, because I've had bad experiences with them interlocking into other racks. At the end of the day, if the going message that you guys can take from this is, I recommend you buy the jammer arms of the rack that you have. Some of these pieces are interlockable, like you can put the Sorinex arms on the Rogue and the Rogue on the Sorinex, but they don't quite work as well when it comes to the locking mechanisms. Anyway, talking specifically about jammer arms. So here we have the long jammer arm, 50 cal track, adjustable with the normal handles, and we've been using them now for the better part of a year and a half, and I gotta say they're pretty good for what they are. And honestly, if you have a small space, they'll have some form of utility because you can move them around to the bottom and to the top. I've personally fallen in love with the jammers for chest work and back work. I am not a big fan of deadlifts or squats with these. Some people might think differently, but honestly, there's just something that changes, particularly with the fixed handle when you're trying to deadlift. Puts a lot of strain on the wrist, especially if you're trying to deadlift any significant amount of weight. Now, the jammers, one of the things that are cool about them is that you can basically angle how you want the force to affect your body based on where the adjustable column is and where your body is. So for example, a press from here is not gonna load a lot of weight just from where the center of mass of the body is, but angling yourself forward and pushing from that position loads the body way more. And so in that sense, incline chest presses, standing incline presses, standing incline shoulder presses are a great way to train with the jammers. It really lets you engage your lats and your back as a stabilizer muscle for when you're going to do your press. And that would be my main recommendation for if you're thinking about jammer presses. The other way to use these particular fixed handle ones are for chest supported row work or bent over work. This angle handle works really well in being able to get a more open pathway, and so they end up being pretty good for back work. Now, the disadvantage with the Rogue Cal trolley system is that honestly, they're basically the most efficient system when it comes to moving them up and down, just like that. But the problem happens that if you have any form of hardware on the bottom, it'll hit and you'll basically start struggling and having to push this with one leg, then dropping it down for you to get the adjustment that you want. They're still heavy. They're about 40-45 pounds with all this stuff in, especially with the J-cup. They can be used as normal beams if you just want to squat outside of them, though these beams sometimes might get in the way if you have a wide squat stance. The main issue that I feel that these handles have is that, especially here in our gym, where the temperatures go from hot to cold, it's happened now on 3 occasions that if we don't put the safety lock, the jammer itself will, when a bar hits it, just fall down. And so one of those occasions, it slammed my shoulder, and another occasion, it was a client that was squatting on the rack, and as soon as they racked the bar, boom, one of the limbs just fell down. So we keep the lock here for security purposes now, and you know, it's something to watch out for, especially if you have a lot of people training in your place. If you don't train a lot, I don't think it'll happen that often. Just to give you guys an idea, like probably like 80 people a day train in this facility, and they consistently use these racks, so maybe that's the reason why there's some play in it as they're smashing and moving, right? Now, that's it for the traditional Rogue jammer arm. Let's check out the Sorinex ones. The Sorinex jammer system uses a very different type of bracket for moving this thing around. What this does in comparison to the Rogue one is that the jammer itself is quite separated from the adjustable bracket. So it makes it be smoother as you move it back and forth. I personally prefer this for using it for chest work, and I normally use the jammers more for standing stuff. But in general, the issue with the Sorinex is that it is incredibly hard work to move this thing around. Like, it has two bracket systems. So the first one is this lever on the back. It needs to be unlocked. And as you guys can see, it's not like, oh, just unlock it by putting shit in a little bit. You gotta put your body into it. And then it has a second bracket over here that you need to twist, and then it moves. And so these double lock systems makes it so that the jammer is very secure, but it makes it a chore to move around. And you know, that is in itself the essence, the problem of the jammers. They're trouble to move around in itself. So it's not like a smooth operation of just, okay, let me adjust this and change it to a different angle. Now, part of that problem has to do with the fact that these are the long beams. And honestly, if you guys are looking for jammers, I recommend you get the short beam, which we'll show off on the next part of the video. But basically, this bracket does make the movement smoother. If I got to pick between the two, I'll probably pick the Sorinex one, because I'd rather have the smoothness of the movement and have the trouble of moving it around, especially for the work that I use it with. But if you're gonna be moving up and around a lot, I think this Rogue bracket system is better. So let's show off the articulating handles now. So these are the articulating handles from Rogue, and these are the smaller jammer arms that Rogue offers. So hands down, guys, get the smaller arms. Do not get the long arms. I don't see any freaking benefit whatsoever to getting the long arm over the short arm. If I need to do anything wacky where I want to lower these and do deadlifts, or I want to try out something new, I use these arms. The other two arms that I have in my gym, I exclusively use them for chest and back work, both of them. So these ones, the advantage that it has is they have been outfitted with the articulating handle from Rogue Fitness. What this does is that as you move the handle, it will adjust itself based on where you're pushing. So it makes it so much more comfortable for anything that you require to grab with your hands. And that's why I prefer it for the deadlifts. Because the arm is smaller, it's also easier to move around, since it's less weight basically. I think these clock in at about 33 pounds each. And then one of the cool things, if you guys want to try it, is that this articulating handle actually fits the Sorinex racks too. So you could install this on the Sorinex jammers in case that you guys wanted to do some mix and matching, because unfortunately Sorinex doesn't offer anything like this. The bad part about this is that if you buy the articulating handle by itself, it'll set you back up like 500 bucks. And if you buy it with the jammers, it's only an upgrade cost of about 200. So Rogue's doing something weird with that, in the sense that they are charging more to sell the kit by itself than if you buy a full set of handles, a full set of jammers, sorry. Which is the reason why we have 3 jammers here in the gym. I wanted the kit and I didn't want to pay 500 for them. Said might as well buy another pair. So if you guys have any questions about the jammer arms, feel free to put any questions on the comments below, and I'll make sure to try to answer for you guys. Have a good one.